All right, so today we are going to go over conclusion paragraphs. So conclusion paragraphs are the last paragraph in your essay. So like we learned about before, we have your introduction paragraph, your two body paragraphs, your counterclaim paragraph, and your conclusion paragraph. So today's conclusion paragraph. So the three things that go into a conclusion. First of all is your so what. So that is a sentence or two about why your argument is important. So why should the person that is reading your essay, why should they care about the topic? And then a call to action. What can your reader do to help? So your whole essay, you're trying to convince them of something. Now you've convinced them. You argued it so well. You were clear. You made your point. You've convinced them. They're on your side. In your so what, you stated why it's important. Now for the call to action, what can they do? Okay, what can they do to help? And then you end it by restating your thesis statement. So your answer and your two reasons why. Okay, so what, call to action, restate thesis. So what, why is it important? Call to action, what can they do? Restate your thesis, your answer, and your reasons why. So let's look at an example. So should schools require uniforms? Take a minute and ask yourself, why is that important? If you're a student, why would you care about school uniforms? Okay, why would you care? Maybe you really don't want uniforms. That's a good reason why students should care. Think about if you're a parent, why would parents care about school uniforms? Okay, well, maybe they have kids, and the thought of buying uniforms is going to cost a lot of money, and that's going to be hard for your family. Or as a parent, if your child hates the uniforms and it's a battle every single morning to get them to put on clothes that they don't like, that would be kind of a headache. Okay, so think of, and you're going to have to get creative for some of these, why should your readers care about uniforms or about the topic that you're writing about for that paragraph? Okay, so, and then call to action. What can people do to be sure that there are not school uniforms, and then restate your thesis. So let's look at this example. See if you can identify the so what, the call to action, and the thesis. The debate about school uniforms is important because at some point every person will attend school, and what they are allowed to wear will become an issue. Further, most people will have kids in school, and as a parent, you might have to purchase uniforms one day, and that cost could be a burden. To ensure schools get rid of uniforms, you can talk to your local school board to state your opinion. In conclusion, schools should not require uniforms because it takes away individuality and it does not teach students how to dress appropriately in the future. Okay, so we have our so what. Why is it important? Well, here's why it's important if you're a student. Here's why it's important if you're a parent. There's our so what. Call to action. What can they do? Talk to your school board. And restate the thesis. I have my transition word in conclusion, and here is my thesis statement. Okay, my answer plus my two reasons. Okay, and remember in the last one we had our answer. Schools should not require uniforms, underlined, because it takes away individuality. That was our reason number one. It does not teach students how to dress appropriately in the future. That's our reason number two. Okay, so let's take this paragraph and we can just plug it right into our example essay. We have our so what, our call to action, and our thesis. Ooh, that's... Okay, just like that. So we have our introduction, we have our conclusion. So what? Why should people care about uniforms? Call to action, what can they do? Restate thesis, restate your answer and your reason why to remind your reader. You want your reader, the very last thing they read, to be your answer and your reason why, your thesis statement. Okay? So, what you're going to do, very, very similar to the introduction assignment, you're going to go through and write conclusions for each of these topics. So should schools ban junk food? Which side did you choose? So pull your last assignment up if you need to, if you don't remember. Okay, they should ban junk food. Whoops. Sorry. Either they should ban junk food or they should not ban junk food. And you choose your side, and then you answer the question. Okay, so you'll type out again, just like last time, if you want to type out the so what, yours will look a little different, but if you want to type out the so what, the call to action, and restate thesis, you can. Okay, so what? Why should people care about junk food in schools? As a student, why should you care? As a teacher, why should you care? As a parent, why should you care? Okay, so think about maybe who the audience is that you're targeting and why should they care. Call to action, what can they do? Restate thesis, what was your answer and what was your reason why? Okay, and then again, you're going to go for PE. Graffiti, is graffiti art or vandalism? And social media, is it beneficial to our society? Okay. If you have questions, go ahead and ask your teacher. Otherwise, you are free to get going on today's assignment.